Well, Tony and Brandy, we've all used these to carry our food, but the problem is they're not recyclable. This drug is making front-page news to our neighbors in Nevada, but even the Sacramento County DEA has never heard of this drug. So which is it, meth or myth? Well, Dave, as you know, National Weather Service forecasting another El Nino storm come January. Now, while this improvement that I'm on is, well, nice and should help, it's not going to stop all of the flooding. Even the County Board of Supervisors who first revealed the allegations, the Sheriff's Department, normally very open to the media, but they've even cited the Peace Officers' Bill of Rights to justify their privacy. It's one of the weirdest cases of he said, she said I've ever come across. The two parties came off of Highway 99 behind me, pulled into this parking lot here. That's when she says he misrepresented himself. He said he was trying to uphold the law. She made a citizen's arrest, and he was put in cuffs. Now, there is some danger of it possibly spreading to the other part of the shopping mall. Let's show you over here. You can see that this is connected to some other stores. Now, we were told by one fire representative that they put a firewall up to try to keep the fire from doing that, a fire actually against the wall, a fire-resistant wall, but the flames could end up jumping over to the other side. And if that happens, then this could continue to go. This is a very, very old structure. I've been trying to get a hold of one of the PIOs, but he's still on the phone right now. But what I can tell you is there are no injuries at this time. Everybody was evacuated. This was a very slow burning fire. One man in particular was very nervous about this race was Congressman Doolittle. He was here a little bit earlier and he shook some hands and then he left. It's been hit with a little precipitation, so it's perfect for packing, but even just this little bit of snow has been producing some pretty big reactions. Oh. In addition to being one of the oldest, it's also one of the last open-air gun ranges in the state. Now, to give an idea of just how far AJ fell, this telephone pole is around 30 feet high, which means he fell even farther than that. I know, Dave, nothing like perfectly illustrating how much snow than seeing a reporter getting pelted by it out here in the area. And this pretty much says it all. Let's walk you over here to the freeway behind me. As I said, Dave, it took us 3 hours to get here, and here you can see why. Traffic is barely moving, and up the road in Truckee, well, they're snowed in, schools are closed, and, well, they are understandably ready for spring. It's an area used to snow, but even this was considered extreme. This picture says it all. A tow truck pulling out a tow truck, towing another car.
Yeah.
What happened here?
We were impounding a car that's been left on the highway.
But this tow truck then got stuck?
Yeah.
Here at Boreal Ridge, they've had to shut down for the day. As you can see, the snow and the wind have made conditions so dangerous, it's downright unbearable. In Truckee, all schools were closed and government offices and even some businesses shut down.
The boys are snowboarders, so they enjoy it. I'm ready for spring.
Well, we need it. We've been waiting for it for 6 weeks. The businesses have been hurting, so we're happy we're getting it.
But it's good. It'll go away, hopefully.
Us, the visitors or the snow?
No, the snow.
One thing not leaving, well, anyone. Traffic was shut down on I-80 for hours. It eventually opened up, but not by much.
You know, it's wintertime in Tahoe. You know, this is what happens.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. It's snow.
Understatement of the year back here live. You can see, Dave, how little the visibility is. It's about 50 feet or so, and people driving here got to give a lot of space. Now, in addition to Boreal being closed, Squaw Valley is also shut down. Sugar Bowl did stay open most of their hills, and you can see why. Look at all these drifts here. I mean, this is about 5 feet over here, and coming up at 6 o'clock, I'm going to go in that snowdrift and just illustrate just how deep it is. That's just the kind of reporter I am.
Oh, man, you are all over it. You are stuck on the roads, now you're out in it, and then you're going to bury yourself up to your neck in it? You are the man.
It sweeps, Dave.
I know it is. Good man.
You got to do what you got to do. First of all, that dog, I am told, is so emaciated and has been neglected so badly, it may not survive. As for our test, as you said, they wouldn't let me ask him about those questions, and Coach Musselman made it very clear he was not interested in talking about it either. The Kings were keeping things behind closed doors, denying our request to talk with beleaguered forward Ron Artest. They even kept our cameras out of the morning shoot-around.
Here's Artest. He's parked from downtown.
Our test is under fire after animal control officers took away his 4 dogs, and now documents show officials have been to his house at least 5 times in 8 months and impounded the animals for 77 days. Our test's Great Dane Sox is now at this vet hospital clinging to his life.
We know what's going to happen at the end.
I asked Coach Musselman, back from his suspension for DUI, if the controversy would be a distraction heading into tonight's game.
With all of us, you know, the only thing that matters is when we step between the lines. And
Musselman danced around the question, so I asked him again. Have you talked at all about this with Ron?
yeah.
At that point, this man told me, quote, "We're only here to talk basketball." Rosemary Freeborn, president of the Friends of Placer County Animal Shelter, confirmed Sock's condition.
I understand that he was pretty emaciated when they took him into Loomis Basin.
Is he in bad shape?
Yeah.
Like many others, is furious, but she also blames the shelter for not doing more sooner.
I mean, if you look at the reports, how many times were they out there? Sox was hit by a car, and yet they never stepped in to actually prevent further abuse from occurring.
Well, guys, the disclaimer on this one is do not try this on your own. That belt you speak of, Palace, a black belt in karate, and what it all adds up to is this thief messed with the wrong guy.
I was standing right here.
John Salazar's been selling cars a long time, but he's never serviced this kind of customer.
Saw the guy parked there in an SUV, jumped out of the car, looked at that car. He's looking in the window, bending down, and he started briskly walking in the door, and he had a brown satchel.
Police say 18-year-old Anthony Celso walked into John's Jaguar dealership pretending to have a gun and demanded the keys to a new car. What he didn't bargain for? John is a martial arts expert.
He was pointing at me, and then I acted like I was going to walk to the car. He looked at the people in the office, turned back to them, and then I stepped around, and then I threw him around, tripped him, grabbed both hands, laid on top of him, and I was free. It took a few seconds before I could get his hands free, because one hand was in the satchel.
And then you pulled him back?
And then we pulled him back, and then we got him into an arm bar, basically, like this.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Okay, as I was laying on top of him, and then we got some shot cord and tied him up. Sorry.
That's all right. Turns out the thief was not armed. The salesman tied him up with extension cords until cops arrived, and as he was taken away in cuffs, Celso was heard saying...
Then he said that he should have picked the Ferrari dealership. That's kind of funny.
Fortunately, my arm is okay. Now, police say that Celso was busy prior to that attempted armed robbery. They say he armed a check cashing place and took $9,000, and that the SUV was also stolen. And they say he will be charged with all 3 felonies.
Good. You're not you're not going to file a workman's comp thing or anything, right?
No, I'm okay.
That's what I call going to the mat for a story, Rafer.
Well, we drew the line when he wanted to push me all the way on the ground.
Right.
You know, we don't want to go too far with these things.
Yeah,
crazy.
We need you healthy and out there
shirt.
doing great stories.
White shirt.
One of those things that you're just shocked.
Charlene Pabro was going through her receipts last night when she saw something that just didn't add up.
This is the least thing that I'd ever expect to have happen after just patronizing just a regular establishment.
It was a receipt from Jamba Juice, the store where they put your name on your order. Only Charlene says she didn't give a name that day, but that didn't stop the cashier from inserting one.
It was one of those things that you just sit and you're just like, wow, the world can be that ignorant sometimes.
Charlene is openly gay, and her server put a bigoted slur right on her receipt.
I paid for that. I gave them my money, and then this is kind of like, this is what you get in return, a racist slur.
We went to Jamba Juice looking for the cashier whose name is on the paper. The supervisor said he wasn't there.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I really had no idea.
Right.
So, I mean, we'll probably talk to him about it.
Then Jamba Juice headquarters called knowing we were coming and kicked us out.
You're not supposed to be talking to me right now.
That's Jamba Juice right now telling you not to talk to me?
Corporate policy, we can't have it.
Understandable. Charlene says she just wants to make sure no one else gets that kind of service.
It's really tough to go and think that, okay, if I'm going to go into an establishment, I wonder what name they're going to call me today. I wonder what name I'm going to be called tomorrow. No one should feel like that.
Now, Paul Clayton, the CEO of Jamba Juice, gave me this statement. He said, "We are saddened and stunned to learn of the incident that occurred at one of our stores. This employee clearly does not share our values and is no longer working with Jamba Juice." He also asked me for Charlene's number. He plans on calling and personally apologizing to her. As the day progressed, dog owners pulled into this driveway here up to that burnt-out house behind me, hoping to find their dogs alive and accounted for. Well, most of them were not, and you can imagine what their reaction was. Dog owners cried and consoled each other after learning their pets had perished after being trapped in a raging fire at a dog boarding facility last night.
Did all I could.
And there's some still in there.
A couple.
And they belong to others, right?
My dog's in there, too.
Business owner Cynthia McCoy woke up and saw a chair on fire, and she was only able to get out 3 of the 8 dogs inside.
It's a very difficult situation. All I know is I did the best I could.
One black lab that was rescued fled in fear. Today, he was found hiding across the street.
It's a miracle. Thank God. Thank God.
Volunteers pulled out 4 of the dead dogs. One is still missing, but presumed dead. I'm told it belonged to this woman's mother.
Sad. It's hard to lose a dog. It's like losing a family member, so very sad. It will be very hard on her grandchildren.
Some still came, not knowing about the fire. This woman was going to drop off her dog to celebrate his birthday.
I'm just shocked, and I feel really bad about the whole situation. It's not going to deter me from coming back. I mean, once she gets everything together.
And as far as when she gets everything together, Cynthia tells me they plan on reopening on Monday. There's a cottage behind this house that was unharmed, and they're going to be open for business on Monday. Now, as far as the cause of this fire, Sam and Brandy, fire investigators aren't ready to confirm it, but they say it appears that a space heater left unattended, left up on overnight, caused this fire. No sign of arson.
This time around, did you prepare? You got your snow pants on?
I do not have my snow pants on, Dave.
Man,
I do not.
Your wife's going to kill you.
Yes, she is, but I brought a shovel.
Nice, nice. Well, you keep digging that hole for yourself there. All right, we got that. Goodbye, Rafer.